The winter transfer window has come and gone, but has left us with a number of headline-grabbing deadline day moves. And of course, there are games to look forward to this weekend. We'll be previewing all of them right here in this episode of The Nutmeg. I'll be doing this conversation alone. With me here is sports analyst Adetomiwa Banjo. Tomowa, how are you doing?
Well, I feel great. Thanks for having me, Ayomide.
We'll be right back. Just stick around. So now let's talk about the biggest moves that happened on the deadline day of the transfer window that made headlines, of course. Starting from 18-year-old Ebenezer Akinsomiru, who made the move from Remo Stars to Italy. Inter Milan in Italy. Wow, what a big move for him. Inter beat competition from the likes of Real Madrid, from the likes of Benfica, to even Ayomide, and he will join the youth side of Inter Milan as he'll play football in Italy. Meanwhile, we can also confirm to you Paulo Noachu made the move from Belgian side Genk to Southampton for an undisclosed fee. Also, Ghanaian international Kamaldeen Sulemana made the move from Rennes in France to Southampton for a reported £22 million move. Let's move upwards in Europe now. Marcel Sabitzer was swooped in on loan by Manchester United from Bayern Munich to cover for the absence of Donny van der Beek, Scott McTominay and Christian Eriksen, who are on injuries. Also, João Cancelo, this is an interesting talking point. The Portuguese fullback making a move from Manchester City to Bayern Munich for a reported £70 million move, actually a loan move with an obligation to buy 70 million euros obligation to buy. And Tomiwa, I'm coming to you now because this is an interesting talking point. You're a João Cancelo. Why have you moved? Do you think it's for a bigger challenge or probably because of the bust-up that happened with Pep Guardiola on the training ground recently?
Well, I think it's high time João Cancelo left Manchester City. You know, he's a proven Premier League winner at Manchester City. He has won a lot of trophies. He won the Premier League. He won the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, Manchester City, and of course also the emergence of Rico Lewis. You know, the young English fullback, of course, who has emerged, you know, from the youth side, of course, to give him competition. So I think it's high time João Cancelo leaves Manchester City, and then it's a big brain, of course, from João Cancelo to leave Manchester City.
Also, Leicester City were able to complete the move of defender Arisota from Stoke City. It's £15 million, rising to £20 million with add-ons. Also, Keylor Navas, a five-time Champions League winner, made the move from Paris Saint-Germain to Nottingham Forest on loan. And Jonjo Shelvey also moved from Newcastle United to Nottingham Forest for an undisclosed fee. Pedro Porro made the move from Sporting Lisbon to Tottenham. A loan move it is with obligation to buy for £40 million. Albert Sambi Lukonga, Arsenal midfielder, also made a loan move to Crystal Palace. Felipe, defender from Atletico Madrid, also made the move from Atletico in Spain to Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest have been giants in the transfer window, but they've not replicated that form on the pitch. Jorginho to Arsenal from Chelsea, £12 million. It is £10 million with $2 million in further add-ons. Tomowa, Jorginho is an experienced defensive midfielder. Arteta has spoken about him in the past. A good move for all parties, or do you think Arsenal are losing, Chelsea are losing a big star?
Well, it's a win-win situation for both parties, considering the fact that, you know, Jorginho is a big Premier League winner, Champions League winner. You know, won the Super Cup with Chelsea, won the Club World Cup with Chelsea as well. So, you know, I think it's an added experience to that Arsenal dressing room, because Jorginho coming to that dressing room is going to create a lot of balance. You know, Arsenal rather have a lot of young players. So, you know, I think Jorginho is going to, you know, try as much as possible, you know, to challenge these players and then tell them what it is, you know, tell them and teach them how, you know, how to win, you know, a major Premier League title exactly, Ayomide.
All right. Also, on the west side of London, it was Enzo Fernandez making the move from Benfica to Chelsea, a move that has been a saga all through the window. And finally, Enzo Fernandez is a Chelsea player for £105 million. And this is also the young player of the tournament at the just concluded FIFA World Cup right back in December. Enzo Fernandez to Chelsea, Tomowa.
Well, it's a high-profile signing for Chelsea, as a matter of fact. And then, you know, a high-risk signing as well for Chelsea due to the fact that, you know, Enzo Fernandez is yet to prove himself, you know, in Benfica, exactly prior to going to the World Cup, you know, but he's a fantastic player, you know. I won't take anything away from the fact that he's a fantastic player.
Hold that thought, Tomowa. 105 million pounds. What are you expecting from him now? What should the fans expect from him?
Well, the fans should expect Enzo Fernandez to come into that side and then do a good job. 105 million for a midfielder is no small money. So I think he has to come in, show what he can do on the pitch, and then hopefully win trophies with Chelsea.
Hopefully win trophies with Chelsea. But then Chelsea are in action on Friday. Of course, 3 weeks after defeat from at Craven Cottage, it is going to be Chelsea against Fulham on Friday night. And of course, they'll be on a revenge mission. Chelsea are looking somewhat on a better position to defeat Fulham because of the new recruitment they've done in the transfer window. They spend a lot of money. And of course, because of they've spent a lot of money, would you expect them to win the game? Or will Fulham's run of momentum form be a major factor in this game?
Well, certainly, I think Chelsea should be able to win this game. They should be bold rather by the signings of Enzo Fernandez, the recent signing as well. Of course, but looking into this game, I think it's high time. Chelsea season, of course, gets started, and then let's just see how far they will be able to finish in the Premier League this season.
On Saturday, Arsenal are in action away from home. They go to Everton by 1:30 p.m. And a new era is starting at Everton. I must tell you, Sean Dyche is now the new manager of Everton. And Sean Dyche is a personality that loves to spoil parties. Do you see Arsenal dropping points? Do you see Sean Dyche outwitting Mikel Arteta's would-be champions, if you like?
Well, I think Everton will be willing to show that new managers bounce problem, that conundrum that always comes when a new manager, is being appointed by, a club. But then I think Everton, of course, have been they recently sold what's his name again? Anthony Gordon, to Newcastle, a fantastic star. So I think it should be a case of Arsenal and then Everton, getting into a stalemate draw. Even let's just see how that eventually pans out.
Let's see how that pans out. Another game to look forward to is Tottenham versus City. Just a couple of weeks that Manchester City came from behind to defeat Tottenham 4-2. They are facing again. Tottenham, by the way, are hunting for the Champions League. They are points behind Manchester United in 5th. And City are still looking to chase Arsenal. A big game with big ramifications.
Exactly, big game with big ramifications, I can tell you. But, Manchester City have been quite inconsistent this season. But I think they should be able to get one over Tottenham.
Anyways, let's move to Italy. It is the Milan derby. Just 2 points separate Inter and AC Milan. Inter on 40 points in 2nd, AC Milan on 38 points in 5th. It's a game that is all to play for, considering the Champions League chase right there as far as it concerns Italy. And Napoli are running away with the league. But then there's bragging rights to play for, and also there is a place in the Champions League to play for, Tomiwa.
Exactly. AC Milan are not quite having the best season of their life, considering the fact that, they were meant to defend their league title this season. But then, I think if they get the win over Inter Milan, they'll then top Inter Milan with 8 points. And, of course, that could see them go into 2nd position, even behind Napoli. So let's just see how that eventually pans out, and, of course, I'm explaining how to see a lot of things in Italian derby.
A handful of match action packed for you this weekend. And we have previewed some of these games, and of course, let's see how it pans out. It all remains to be seen, and it promises to be an exciting footballing weekend. That's the much we can take on this episode, and of course, I must thank you, Tomoa, for showing up in this episode of the program. Yeah. Also, you can hit the subscribe button and be part of the conversation right here. I'm expecting to see your comments in the comment section. And then you can anticipate the latest videos that we've got for you simply by hitting on the notification bell. And of course, you get the latest videos in your notifications. It's a wrap on this edition of the Nutmeg on Guardian TV. My name is Ayomide Sotubo. See you in the next episode.